Hi there again. We're glad to take a few minutes with you again in your small group to talk to you a little bit more about the 5 habits. We hope that in your small group over the last several weeks, you've had a chance to look at them and to have conversation about them. We want to address a really important topic, and that's the topic of leaning on others. Karen and I would want to strongly affirm that if we're going to stay faithful to God over the long haul, we're going to need each other. We'll need to learn how to watch over each other in love, how to lean on each other. When have you had to rely on others? Does asking for help come easy to you? Who in your life would you say is watching over your life in love?
Leaning on others isn't natural for any one of us, but it's essential for following Jesus. And Jesus modeled this way of life for us. And so as he walked on this earth and did ministry, Jesus gathered a small group around him. He did ministry together with that small group. He did spiritual retreats with that small group. He did mission and ministry with that small group. And in his most challenging times, Jesus asked for prayer from that small group. And so it's important for us, again, to lean on others as Jesus taught us to do so.
A spiritual writer that I have been drawn to over many years, his name is Henry Now, and he writes this about community. He says, if there is any concept worth restoring to its original depth and evocative potential, it's the concept of hospitality. Biblical hospitality, though, is so much more than coziness and tea. Biblical hospitality is a dynamic expression of vital faith in the context of people that love us. If you look up the word one another, or the phrase one another in the Bible, you're going to come across some fantastic verses. Verses like Romans 12:10, or 1 Thessalonians 5:11, or James 5:16. All of these verses talk about what it means to love one another.
So what would it look like to belong to a small group where we could practice how to watch over each other in love? Pastor Rob and I believe that each small group should be a place where we're known, not just on the surface, but where we're known deeply in the important spaces of our life. It should be a place where we can be honest and encourage one another in the depths of our souls. But for that to happen, we have to practice leaning on each other in love and trusting each other with our stories. And so Pastor Rob has developed a tool called Graced Histories, and it is a way for us to tell our stories, to journal about the ways that we have experienced life that we live. And it's a way for us to then share what God has done and is doing in our lives with each other. So we invite you to look at the Graced Histories handout on the web page, but we're also going to hold a small group leaders meeting where we're going to walk through exactly what it looks like to share your graced history with one another. So pay attention to when that might be coming.
Great. God bless.